The same bust, the same plumed coronet of the Prince of Wales, the same motto, I serve, the same dates, the same official colonial context. But imagine the figure is white. Here. In that case, there would be no controversy. No one would suggest that the image represented a slave. No one would argue it symbolized labor. No one would frame it as an allegory detached from authority.
Facts.
It would be read immediately, correctly, as a royal or dynastic representation entirely consistent with British numismatic protocol, because that is how British coinage works. Portrait busts on the obverse, crowned and paired with personal royal insignia, are reserved for sovereigns, heirs, or direct embodiments of sovereign authority.
God.
The interpretation that we've been given only destabilizes when the figure is black, which tells us something important. The slave narrative does not arise from numismatics. It does not arise from precedents. It does not arise from political logic. It arises from modern racial expectation projected backwards onto an 18th century imperial object that doesn't seem to conform to it. British coinage does not operate on racial symbolism. It operates on authority symbolism. And authority on this coin is unambiguous. In what imperial world would the king of a united Britain and Ireland allow, just for the sake of a twisted insult, a personal assault on his royal person and that of his offspring just to mock some slaves? It brings us to a decisive point. This imagery was not accidental, and it was not temporary. The old issue appears in 1788. The design is retained in 1792. This represents a span of more than 4 years, possibly 5 years, possibly 7 years.
Yeah, man.
In British monetary practice, that is substantial. Coins designed were reviewed and approved by the Crown. Dies were approved. Colonial imagery was politically sensitive and closely supervised. All of this means that for a bare minimum of 4 years, the British Crown raised no objection to a black man wearing the plumed coronet of the Prince of Wales, appearing on official currency, and even approved this imagery a second time. This occurred at least twice. The 1788 design was updated in 1792 as the King of Great Britain and Ireland replaced the pineapple of Barbados. Yet a black man continued to wear the Prince of Wales coronet.
Right in your face, boy. Go get that drop from the King's monologue. We keeping it pushing. Hey, greatest dismount of all time, back to Dabu, man. Just remember what you're seeing here, man. Because it makes you fierce or violent to see clearly. And does Dabu see clearly? Does he connect with their spraying and all these air quality alerts with the cadmiums and the chemicals in the sky? Well, we see clearly.
Dabu 7 with the heads up here for millions of Americans out there that are being told to stay inside. They have these advisories for toxic air going into motion. They're saying that the lungs can fill with toxins because of the situation at hand. Now, we know that there's a lot of pollution out there, but certain cities here seem to be...
Come on, man. They talking toxins, and he want to think about pollution. He ain't even thinking about what they spray.
Getting impacted big time. Trying to say that no air movement in a lot of these areas is allowing these toxins to build up. But we can see across a good portion of the country, we've got this weather system in motion, bringing moisture from down over Mexico into the United States and hitting the cold air above it, which is going to create massive amounts of snow.
On purpose, right? Weather machines.
Coming up this weekend, a huge storm, ice, snow, and all that.
And shout out to my Toe Texas niggas. My nigga Yosef said they bringing all kind of fear-based, panic, and grocery stores are empty, and now like, here we go again. They got to keep us off balance, the coming together of opposites.
So in terms of a lot of these places seeing no wind, it's kind of odd when you can see the entire country. If you go over to windy.com, you can see the entire country is pushing this wind across it. So I'm not so sure if I buy that. I know we're heavily polluted, and I know that low wind is going to play a factor here. But man, I've never seen the alert this widespread, this large scale.
Well, the chemicals in the, planes spraying is widespread, and it's all working together. Remember, they did this with due meditation. Silent weapons, quiet wars. Say it with me, cons. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Yosef, take the wheel.
From California, from West Coast to East Coast. California, Oregon, Los Angeles really at the top of the list.
Dang.
You've got the East Coast affected as well. So in Oregon, you got a large area, including...
Y'all look it up, but is he going to connect it with the sprays?
The Lapine and a lot of the national forest around that have seen AQI levels rise above 160 on Wednesday morning. Again, the pollution, the things that are in the air. Some are going to say, well, how did so much pollution get out here hovering over a national forest? They're trying to say that it's all...
Are they spraying over a national forest, boss?
Coming from the cities, seeping out, and then with no wind, it's just sitting in some of these spots. I'm going to say that there's probably something else going on in the mix of this, adding to this, because this is an uptick that we're not used to.
Come on, man. Of course there's something else. Dabu. It's called chemtrails, man. I know you heard about it. Shout out to geoengineeringwatch.org, man. Chemtrails, planetary catastrophe, man. Geoengineering, man. Man, besiege, man. Many scientific experiments, but did you give consent to be sprayed? And when I see them mess up a perfectly sunny day, I'm like, yo, who gave them consent to do this to our skies, man? Huh? Oh, this is normal contrails from the planes. Come on, man. Who y'all? I guess we was that slow where you really think you can lie to us like this. Are y'all skies looking like this? Mine are looking like this every day. And they block the sun and gets cold and windy. Again, coming together of opposites. Whatever they're spraying, right? The cadmium, dragon slayer, coming together of opposites. Shout out to the Millennium Report, man. Same thing. Look at these skies. I'm going to leave these links so you can comb through them with you and your family, your tribe, man. But geoengineering produces toxic skies. So where they're giving air quality warnings and saying toxins in the sky, they are spraying toxic chemicals, metals. They are spraying toxins in the sky, including the aluminum and bariums, but definitely the cadmium, man. The cadmium. The planetary scourge. Now is the time to understand the profound correlations between your day-to-day health status. People arguing about all this stuff, politics, sports, everything, while being poisoned is diabolical, man. You got a poison rag over your face and you want to talk about what? Can we get the poison off our face, man? We got to get back in cold. We need HaWah to clear these skies. Look at this, man. The skies are toxic. They are poisoning the breath. The breath. They are... They are coming together against the Creator, man. They're poisoning HaWah. They're poisoning the breath. But will they last? And look at all these side effects, man, from this spray. Same as the cadmium, right? Same as the cadmium. Man, shout out to my bro, man. My big bro, Mike, dropped this on me. It's a conversation with these pirates.
Jody? Yep.
It's a conversation. This reporter, she's jamming up chemtrail pilots, and look at what these chemtrail pilots are saying for the dismount, man.
Don't know. Well, I know a Jody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jody Fisher?
No, yeah, I know Jody Fisher.
You do? Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then who are you?
I'm one of the other captains.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, come on outside. We're not. We're just, whatever. Are you free to go?
No, I gotta reflare.
Okay, so
stuff,
I have paperwork for you that I want to give to you. So,
Okay.
hang tight. I'll go get it. But then, we've been trying to reach Jody and you for a long time.
Okay.
And we are tired of you dumping heavy metals all over our county.
Okay. Well, I'm not the one to talk to about
No,
that.
but you are, but you're the one that's doing it. So I've been taking rain samples. I have over 20 samples. And every time you fly, we get high amounts of aluminum, barium, strontium, titanium, magnesium. So I want to know, are you aware of what you're doing? I know you think it's like to increase water supply for Turlock and Modesto, but it's not really happening.
Yeah, you can talk to them
I've tried.
about that.
I've called them, and they're not calling me back. So we're now getting really involved, and now we're going to bring something legal against your company.
Okay, well, you can talk to them about that.
I know.
So.
I want you to know, though, like, we are real people underneath what you're doing. You spray right over our houses. We hear you. We know you. We see you. We're watching your planes and your patterns, okay?
Yeah,
Twice today
yeah.
now. You did 2 flights. 2
Yeah,
3-hour
it's
flights.
public knowledge, yeah.
It's not really, though. That's the problem. So you have not properly notified our board of supervisors of this. Hi.
Nor have we given consent to be dumped on and sprayed like insects, man. This is pissing me off. It should piss everybody off that we got to deal with toxins purposely to slay the dragon in us.
Are you the other pilot? Yes. Hi. How's your name? Khaled?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, hi.
It's not our. We have people at home base that you can talk to about that stuff.
But they did not call back. So now we're getting to the point where we're getting our supervisors involved. So the supervisors of our county needs to be notified. They've not been notified. You've been doing this for 30 years. I know it's a long time. You guys are like, it's cool, it's easy. We're talking about all of the metals and flares that you're using. So aluminum and zinc propel the silver iodide. You're spraying right over us all the time. And our plant life is suffering. They are now selling aluminum genetically modified seeds to grow food because our soil is so contaminated. Okay, so what you're spraying is not good for the environment. And it's not good for the people because there's an early onset dementia, there's Alzheimer's, things are starting to happen to people's health. And I really do believe there's a linkage to what we're breathing in the environment every day. And you guys spray us in November through April. It's your yearly contract. I'm aware of that too. So I just wanted to meet the pilots and say, you know, where's Jody? I called Jody, talked to, I think Leslie was the other one? Leslie Fisher? No. It's another Fisher.
Yeah,
Lisa?
that'd be his wife.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
yeah, no, that's their responsibility. That's not our
I
responsibility.
understand, yeah.
It's not our responsibility, but we're the pilots. Is diabolical.
But the money that you're receiving to do this is coming from, is it taxpayers that are paying for this?
I can't talk about that, boss.
That's not my department.
I want you to be aware. Do you have family?
Yeah, I have family.
I have family too, I have children. So we're outside and we hear your plane over us all the time. And I've been tracking this for a long time. And we have tried to get the supervisors involved and they're clueless. They were not informed. According to the California codes and law, they should have notified our supervisors because you're doing this to benefit TID, okay? But it's not. It's happening over, well, it might be, but it's happening over our area, okay? Sonora.
It's happening everywhere, and we should all have been notified, man. All of us should be notified, man. So Dabu's saying, well, the air quality's bad. What are we going to do?
Used to sing. Now, air quality levels out there are measured on a scale from 0 to 500. So 0 to 50 carries little risk. But when you get up toward the top, you have unhealthy for sensitive groups at anything between 51 and 100. But when you get up here around 101 to 150, that poses increased risk for everyone. Very unhealthy. And for 151 to 200, that absolutely impacts everyone. They say limit your outdoor activity. So, as I was just saying, the levels in this one area in Oregon reading 160, that's in the danger zone. So, you know your area a little bit better than others. AQ Air warning that there was a PM 2.5 put on Los Angeles.
Dang.
That means that they are 5.2 times higher than what the WHO recommends being safe.
So what I'm breathing right now, living in LA, Inglewood, is 5 times worse than what they, 5 times what they would call safe, man. 5 times what they call safe. And I gotta feel good every day. Take my children for a walk every day, right? We gotta train, right? we gotta do our taekwondo, right? We gotta keep going, right? While being poisoned is diabolical, man. Straight up, man. This is why they created the word diabolical, man. While they spraying in the skies. Crisscross applesauce, man.
You mentioned earlier that you're a pilot.
Yeah.
Talk about chemtrails. We hear a lot about that. What are those, and are they for real?
Well, when you look into that and ask questions, they say, oh, yeah, contrails. No. Contrails are behind a jet. If you see a jet flying very high, the condensed stripe behind it. That's normal.
And look at YouTube, always got to put these disclaimers. Well, the contrail is a vapor trail. It's a line-shaped cloud produced by aircraft. And he's saying, nah, man, that's malarkey.
But in areas first observed where there's very little population, you see a jet airplane going, it's not only one, they have 4 condensed stripes behind them. They go this way, this way, this way, this way, and then this way, this way, this way, this way. And when you inquire about it, ask people, you recognize that the real climate change scientists are truly ticked off because apparently nobody really is asking them. It's the special interest, in my opinion, it's the oil industry, the energy industry that are blowing smoke up somebody's you-know-what and telling them that we have to lay a pattern up there to prevent sun energy from hitting Earth. And what they're doing in there, it's now pretty much determined. They're putting the aluminum, barium, and strontium. Now you take these chemicals and run them through a PubMed literature search in respect to human health. You will find more than 3,000 papers. Aluminum alone, aluminum Alzheimer's, right, mental, there's no question about it. Now, it so happens, when there were people who really paid attention, if there was due to some weather and air changes, wind patterns, suddenly this stuff what they're laying out there, it comes down in rain. If it falls on crops, it kills the crops.
Bang.
It's like they have big blisters on any one of the crops, vegetables or things like this. Organic crops, totally destroyed, can't even use them. And when it comes to an area, for example, as like forests, after that, a few weeks after that, they're totally dead.
So you got to really grow your crops indoors, man. Damn, you can't even grow them outside, man. I'll leave that link as well as this Yandex link so you can research, a lot more on these chemtrails that Google is hiding, but Yandex might give you some drop if you want to know much more about it, right? Do chemtrails contain cadmium? The cadmium. Do chemtrails contain cadmium, right? We touched on this before. But, yeah, they're looking into the connection with cadmium exposure and poisoning, which, again, all it takes is a trace element. The nanoparticles only require roughly 1/100th of volume of exposure to produce the same symptoms as common-sized particles 100 times the volume. Cadmium, right, occupies zinc binding sites, and they were spraying the noggins in St. Louis with zinc cadmium sulfide. Causes flu-like symptoms. Now we're calling it the common cold. I'm just talking cadmium exposure. Man, the cadmium is the dragon slayer, man. The cadmium is the cadmium. I know it's unbelievable, but we're all getting cadmium poisoning